the concept of shared revenue I'm going to talk about is what's the fairest way we can be in business with our representatives, because we don't exist without you. We have to be in partnership together. And we wanted everyone to know in the field that if we did better as a company, we wanted the field to do better. Would you say that's a pretty good concept?
Yes.
Most business owners probably don't think like that. If we make more money, let's pay people more in their salaries. That's not usually the mindset of a traditional business, right? So ours, we want that. And we said, how can we guarantee that, without just words? Because in a sense, talk's cheap, right? So shared revenue is the concept. Every market we go into, we have suppliers. And we have different commission deals with each supplier. So how many people here know people outside of Maryland? Okay. So imagine if we had 10 different compensation plans for every market based on our supplier deals. It would be a nightmare for you to learn all these different things. And obviously you wouldn't, well, I'll explain this first. So we use this shared revenue concept, where every single market, from every customer that pays their bill, we get commissions from our suppliers. We take that net revenue, and what we do is we share it back in the form of percentage. So we pay up to 80% back out to the representatives, and then 20% of that goes to run the company. Is it okay if we keep the company afloat so you keep getting paid? That's a pretty fair deal, right? So on that 80%, which is a new 100%, don't think you have to understand all this, you get 30% shared revenue from your personal customers. Okay, so obviously you get 30% shared revenue. That's your cut on that side of it. You get as many customers as you want as well. You don't have to understand the concept I just said. Just understand this. Every time as we expand and grow, we're going to go back to our suppliers and get a better deal. Would you say that's probably a normal business practice? Is we want more money now because we just brought you 20,000 customers. Well, immediately, as soon as we get more money, who else makes more money immediately? You guys do. We don't have to change anything or restructure because it's going on in the form of percentage. So the only way we do better is if you do better. Is that a pretty fair deal? That's the only part I want you to understand on the concept of shared revenue, because that's pretty much the concept of that. Does that make sense? Okay, so just know this. Get paid when people pay a gas and electricity bill. Now, you're not going to get wealthy off of just going to get customers. We didn't design this to have you go out, beat the pavement, and be a utility salesperson. We designed it to where we'll teach you how to get a handful of customers from the people you know. And then the big money is in building a team of people. How many people have heard of leveraging before? Okay, it's a wealth principle that anybody that's ever become wealthy has figured out. Now, and I always wondered, I said, how do people become wealthy? We all have the same amount of time in a day. So even the most motivated person in the world can't squeeze in 25 hours of work, right? We're capped out. Everyone puts their pants on one leg at a time. What separates wealthy people from whether someone makes a lot of money or a little bit of money? What's the separation? Because you ever notice wealthy people seem to have a lot of time? They're out on their yachts, they're enjoying life. What are they doing differently? You got someone working 8 to 10 hours broke, with no retirement in place, and you got someone enjoying life. They figured out a way to leverage themselves out through the efforts of many people. And if you have an opportunity where many people can win and succeed, then you can succeed even more. So the concept here is override. How many people know somebody outside this room that would like to make some extra money? We know any overworked, underpaid people, right? Not many people today going, gosh, I'm just making too much money. I don't know what to do with my money and my time. I have all this freedom. What am I going to do, right? You don't hear people complaining about that. So let's just say you knew a few people, just for example's sake. Can everybody see this, or am I in the way? I'm in the way. Let's just say you knew a few people. And out of the handful of people you know, let's say 3 people decide to really take this serious and want to get paid this way. How many people here know at least 3 people in their life? Just so I can see who we need to take out tonight so we can introduce you to some people. But we're just going to assume everyone knows more than 3 people, okay? So let's say 3 people you know. Now those 3 people get started on the team for themselves. They're acquiring customers, building their residual income. But because they're on your team, you're going to get a little percentage of the shared revenue from as their customers pay their bill. Now understand, these are customers. You'll never meet, service, or talk to. Is it okay to get paid on that? Okay, right? Let's just say your 3 people do what you did. They don't get out much either, and they knew 3 people. So what's 3 times 3? 9. So 9 people on your level 2. Now would you agree, as your team gets bigger, there's more people acquiring customers. Therefore, probably 9, 12, 13 people, including yourself. Can 13 people acquire more customers collectively than 1? Okay, you get the concept so far. Now, what if 9 people each know 3? What's 9 times 3? What's that? I don't want to get too in depth here. We're getting to double digits, so I wasn't good at math. But the answers are right here. It's open book. So your level 3, you have 27 new people you don't know, acquiring customers you'll never meet. Is it okay to get paid on that as well? But what happens when 27 know 3 and 81 know 3? And it continues to grow out. Just just on that level, you have over 2,000 people that you don't know. And you knew the 3 people at the top. Now, why we did this and created this compensation is that we know everyone can know a few, who know a few, who know a few. And what happens is, over 3,000 people were to join your team, based on this example. Now, we definitely encourage you no more than 3 people. This is just for an example. It will never grow out like this. But how many agree that it could be more? It can't be much less, but about 3 less, right? But it could be a lot more. But we just want to give you a perfect example just to show you the concept here. Now imagine if 3,000 people all did this part-time. Not one person did it full-time, part-time. And everyone just worked 1 hour a day. If you have 3,000 people working 1 hour a day, how many hours are getting done? Now can you make more money on a 3,000-hour workday or an 8 to 10-hour job? What sounds a little better? Put in an hour, get paid on 3,000. Doesn't that sound nice, right? That's the leveraging concept. Now, we're just going to plug in some numbers because what we've done is we wanted to pay you where the most is. Now, if you could choose what level you would like to get the highest shared revenue percentage, what level would you choose? It's a tough question. 7th level, because most of your team's there. Well, that's what we did on the percentages. We pay you the highest percentages where most of your team will be just by the exponential growth. So if we just plug in some numbers, let's say your whole team grew out 3 showing 3, right, which we all agree is very conservative. And let's say everybody gets 20 customers. Now here's something that's interesting. We built the entire company on 1 service and 1 home gas, right? But let's say everyone gets 20 customers. We're not overworking you. In your whole career, 20 customers. That would be you. Let's just say gas, electricity. You sign up for gas, electricity. How many is that? 2. So how many more people would you need to get 20 customers? 9 people. Do you think in your entire career you could get yourself and 9 people to try a service they're already paying for to save money on? So we encourage you to get more, right? But let's say everyone just got 20. And then we use an average gas usage in Ohio. I think it's CCFs here. It's MCFs in Ohio. Just know with that'll be 80. Yeah, so that'll be 80 CCFs, which is below the average residential household. So we're saying not 1 business account, and everything is below the average household, 8 MCFs a month. So far, is this possible? Because it's all about possibilities, right? Can everyone know 3 people? Think everyone get 20 customers in their entire career? And can gas bills at least be 8 or 80 CCFs? Everything's possible here. The possibilities for income, based on this example, would be over $20,000 a month of reoccurring income. How many people here think that's not conservative? Anybody like that? I mean, just think about it. Yeah, it's funny because when I saw these examples, I'm making a few thousand bartenders. This was like, oh my gosh, I'm pipe dreaming. Are you kidding me? How could that be even possible? But I had to live there for a moment because everything that added up was possible. I mean, what would you do differently if you had 20 grand coming in every month? Would some things change a little bit? How many people would wake up when you're done sleeping instead of having a lockdown? That's a nice concept, right? How many people would take a vacation and come back when you're done vacationing, not when someone decided you're done? I mean, do you think if you wake up differently in the morning, your attitude would be different? I mean, to me, that not only would change lives, but it would change lifestyles, right? But as a broke bartender, I said, okay, that's great. What if I mess this up? How many people have ever messed something up? That's the perfect side. This is the awesome. Congratulations, all the perfect people. But let's say you got a 50 on our test. In school, what's a 50? It's an F, right? And you don't brag about that F. You don't go, hey, look, I got an F. I got an half right. They're great. It's not baseball, right? So let's say you got a 50% right, 50% wrong on our test, and you're making $10,000 a month. How many would brag about that F? Well, here's my $10,000 F, right? That's if you got it half right. That means half of your team knew 3 people. Or everyone got 10 customers, whatever you want to cut in half. And if you were really bad at this and got a 10% right, 10% wrong, and you made just over $2,000 a month, would you cash that check? Would that change a few lives? $2 grand a month. I mean, the national average income is slightly more than this on a full-time job for a single person. Isn't that kind of scary, number 1? Number 2, you get this 90% wrong, you're almost at the national average income for a single person, and you're doing this part-time. So, and what do you have to do every month for this income to come in? Anybody have a guess? Go to your mailbox, get the check, I don't know, however you go to the bank, that's what you'd have to do. See, it's not do nothing, make money, it's work hard. How many people would work hard for a season? Think about it. What if you had to work 2 or 3 years, 4 years, 5 years for this kind of residual income? Would it be worth it? To have the next 20 years, 30 years to design a life? It's about sacrificing, but is the reward worth it?